Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode. This is episode 9 of the JD Talk Show. First off, it's good to have you all here. Thank you for tuning in to those that are here live and on demand. I appreciate the support. Thank you again for always just bringing some good energy. I appreciate it. So, from me to you, let's dive right into the show. Today is all about talking about what, why, and how. And there's these big three things are important to me because for me being in group fitness, we got hit by the good old pandemic, and all the fitness professionals had to go digital. And let me tell you something, when we all had to transition for that, it was not a pretty experience. I tell you that. It was one of those things where my wife and I were just faced with just her. She's also in fitness as well, and truly an amazing coach and teacher. Um, but she helped me get to this point where now I can say and offer the big three. All right. So when you are teaching, or even like how I'm talking and communicating with you, it's important to know how to relate to your audience, how to talk to your audience, how to even just convey and tell a story. So when if you ever are watching a coach on a digital platform, pay attention to a couple of things, because this will help you understand where their head is at and how they articulate what they're trying to convey to you. All right. So, um, three things. Actually, first, before we get to it, so pandemic had hit. My wife and I were actually teaching out of a dance studio run by her family, and thankfully we were able to help build our careers from there, and actually just maintain a steady pace, which is cool. But from there, it was one of the first times that I started like teaching on camera, and I was great in person. I knew how to share a good experience, but my wife took one look at me from the other side of the camera and was like, "You've got to be joking." Like it was that bad. Thankfully, that I hope I hope those classes do not exist um, in the internet. I hope they just stay away. So um, after that, her and I had a really good heart to heart about I need to do better. And it's not that I'm a bad trainer, it's just that how I'm communicating makes me bad right now, and I have to get better. And so, me being the type of learner that I am, I'm a visual learner, so I have to see it, think it, feel it, like all of it. I had to come up with ways, and also with the help of my wife, I was able to come up with a way of communicating, or at least staying on track. And these were the big three that came into play. It was, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? And how we should be feeling. So even just think of it right there. Like when you take a class, either in person or online with a trainer, pay attention to those three things, because that means that the trainer or the coach that's trying to take you in under their wing wants you to be taken care of, wants you to feel safe, wants you to feel really just like the prize. They want you to feel like the prize. They want you to get the results that they're trying to get you to. So let's talk about this. What are we doing? All right. We'll just use this as an example. We're doing a squat. All right. We're doing the squat. And why are we doing this? Well, we're doing it to work and improve the strength of our glutes. That's your butt. And then how are we going to do this? Well, you're going to sit down and stand back up. Obviously, I'll go into more detail on that, but look at that. That's three lanes of just describing exactly, bringing purpose to it. Exactly. Even Missy's like, gosh, it makes so much more sense, Dad. Thank you. So we have our three things that we've now kind of addressed. And I bring this up because routine is the or discipline is the premise of the show, and routine is something that we all want more of, because it equals discipline, and discipline equals freedom, as I've been able to take from uh, speakers like Jocko. Willenick. If you haven't listened to him, I highly suggest it. He's a great guy to just listen and just kind of hear what he has to say. Hopefully, one day I'll be able to meet him. Um, the routine that was set from that allowed me to then take the next step in teaching online, conveying, and even look at this. I'm talking to myself right now, able to carry a conversation, able to story tell, able to, again, do things that maybe I wasn't able to do for a while. Because it used to be like, listen, if you see this happening, all right, good job, everybody. Yeah, I see some good stuff happening, right? Nice. What do you do? If you see that, you need to turn around and run. Right? At least just know that maybe you're not getting what you paid for. Okay. And maybe that individual, they may be great in person, but they have some work to do on their online coaching. Okay. And it doesn't just apply to fitness, it could apply to your everyday work life. Somebody has a meeting and I've gone to so many meetings where it's just been like, this is pointless. Why am I here right now? Like, I have you not had that before? I'm just going to whisper this just a little bit more so you can hear this. Have you not had that happen where you show up to a meeting and you're like, this could have been an email? Or why am I here? Like, oh my gosh, pull my hair out even more. Look at this. Look at this. I cut my hair so I could stop pulling my hair. No, that's not why I did it. So, with that being said, think about ways you could be a better when you go into work, when you go to engage with your family, when you go to engage with your partner, your spouse, your partner, your partner. Wow, that is a funny word of the day. Um, think about how you are trying to communicate with them. And it's not to like drag something on, it's to just get a point across. Like just cut to it. I'm getting better and better with just trying to converse with others, I realize that man, just getting to the point just makes so much more sense. And obviously for me, I'm a rambler. I love to ramble. I love to just talk about nothing because I don't know, it's just fun to just fill the space with something. And I'm working on that. I'm working on that. Exactly. Providing value, says my wife. Thank you, honey. Um, so that's just a little something from me to give to you. I've worked with a lot of, helped with a lot of trainers in the group fitness space over at Rumble, Shadowbox, um, even just in the personal training space as well for one-on-one coaching. Um, a lot of these things I bring up the three things because the what we're doing, the why we're doing it, and how we're doing it is because some people just don't realize it. And obviously there's a time and place to give advice. Sometimes people don't want to hear it, so you have to work on ways of conveying information in a more appropriate, more PC manner that someone may understand, and that is understanding the type of people that you are working with. Okay. And we'll save that for another time because a part of this show, why I've done this in the first place, is to dive into the power of discipline and what it can do for others and what it can do for you. Okay. And what we do is I select someone, either a leader, um, an everyday person, somebody that just kind of has inspired me along the way. And I'm just going down the list of people. Last week we covered Elon Musk and Jocko Willenick. This time I picked only one person, and that was somebody by the name of Gary V or Gary Vaynerchuk. And this guy, I came across him a long time ago. Man, like I maybe 10 years ago. Yeah, maybe 10 years ago on Facebook. And this was when I think it was either him just coming out of Wine Library or still in it. I mean, he still is, but this guy just he literally I'm not gonna swear. I've there will be coming in a time and a place when we can have our X-rated moments, but just keeping it clean for now. But there was just he just said something along the lines of just like get off your and go and do something with yourself. And I was like, when you don't see that often and all of a sudden it happens, like this guy's yelling at me, what did I do? But then I was like, oh, well, he's going and doing it, and he's just offering just this helpful advice, you know, you listen to it. So I followed him for a long time, still am. And again, I got to meet him one day too. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. But anyway, it's what I like to do is I like to choose someone and I like to look at their morning routine because establishing our morning routine has been very, very important. And if you've been able to see some of the previous episodes, remember I gave you 3 things to work on. That was waking up 30 minutes earlier than you normally would, having your water, and either getting your coffee, your tea, and maybe reading a little chapter out of a book, whether it's audio or visually reading it yourself. But doing something that's consistent every single morning that is going to set you up for success. So let's look at Gary's routine in the morning, which come to find out, it's very, very consistent. So let me just clear my throat real quick. So Gary Vaynerchuk, wakes up at 6 a.m. every single day and immediately goes into consumption of content and information. And hearing that for the first time, when I first read that, I was like, bro, what is this? Because for me, I like to avoid the news in the morning. And then reading this a little bit more, I understood what he was trying to get at or what he tries to do. And this is how he sets himself up for success with the business that he's in. So he goes to 6 a.m., wake up, heads to the, I guess, heads to the bathroom, heads to just like his space where he reads headlines from Tech Meme and Media Redef, which is a email newsletter that's sent out. Immediately following that, he goes for the news outlets, which are Business Insider and ESPN, as he's a big sports fan. All right. I love sports too. After that, he goes to the next thing that he truly loves to use, and that's Twitter. Ba, 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 ba. I actually think Twitter is really a valuable tool because it gives you direct access to having conversations with others. I think Instagram is cool, but not for that. I think the accessibility that Twitter offers with just text alone is pretty cool. You don't even have to have pictures attached to anything. It's just conversations with others, and it's. I just find that very unique, and I think that as I'm learning more and more about it, I want to pay attention to this more. So he searches his own handle because he's built himself a massive platform just off of his name to see if he missed anything and respond to as many people as possible within the time that he's set. After that, he goes straight to Instagram to see photos of his friends, to see what they're up to. And he does that specifically because it makes him feel good to see others succeeding. It's literally written there. After that, he follows it up with a 45-minute workout. And it's always depending on what his schedule has been like. So he works with his trainer to make sure that he has a program or just movement that's catered to his lifestyle, which is important too. After that, he takes time to hang out with his kids, um, kiss them, give them goodbye, and send them off to school or whatever it is that they do. And on his way to work, he makes sure to call either his mom, his dad, or his sister, depending on who called or who he called or talked to last. So he kind of has them on rotation. Lastly, he calls Wine Library. He's got a guy there named Brandon. And I'm assuming that he still has a hand within Wine Library. So that all, believe it or not, everything that I just listed off is something that he does every single day from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. And I'm even like, I took notes on all this stuff. So I feel like this stuff can be, some of these things can be applicable to my life. Obviously, looking at media and stuff is, I think, immediately first thing in the morning is a little much for me because I have to listen to I like my affirmations. I like my positivity. I like almost just programming my mind for good energy is important. So pretty cool, right? So we just to recap it really quickly, we covered on what we do, why we do it, and how to feel when we're doing this. Um, Again, how can you apply that to your life? You never know. Gary V, man, you're cool. I'll meet you one day. Everybody, this is the JD Talk Show. Thank you so much for your time and your energy. Episode 10, 10 episodes. Oh my gosh, the 10th episode will be on Wednesday. And I also have a special announcement soon. I will have my first guest speaker on the show very soon. So stay tuned for that. Again, this is Sunday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and also be on the lookout for the pop-up interview show. Still the JD Talk Show, but I'll see you later, everybody. Thank you again, and stay classy.